Live. Today on today's show, the role of Jim will be played by Harry.
I got to get much smaller, though. Good morning, everybody.
What's up? I did my auction on Saturday, and I've got it down like Sunday. I boxed everything up, and the best part about it is there's a big post office near me with a drop slot.
Yeah,
so I load up my car and I just drive over there and drop everything in the slot. So all done. Everyone paid. Everyone's boxed. Everyone's records went out.
Are you doing any international shipping?
I did. By the way, it was like 23 boxes. Yes. I mean, I sent one person from Canada, so. But actually, Rich, the moron Rich, is he here? He's in England, and he has a U.S. address. Sometimes I send it there because he comes here maybe a couple times a year.
Yeah.
But I went through the U.S. post office, and for about 3 pounds of box, it was like $22, and he got it quicker than a lot of people here in the U.S.
Now, are there other post offices that you go to besides the U.S. one?
Yes, I go to Taiwanese post office.
But you know what? I go to the U.S. post office. I go
to the Chinese post office, but an hour later, I want to go back again.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
No, what do you mean another kind? You mean UPS?
No, but you said I go to the U.S. post office, and it's like, well, are there any others?
I said I went to. Hold on. Listen, I said I went to a big giant U.S. post office near me, as opposed to not far, like a quick walk from my place is a small one. You can leave your packages on the counter there. But their parking there's horrible parking, so I can't drive my car up and unload boxes and bring them in. This big giant one, I can park, and sometimes they have a cart where I can load that up and wheel it into the drop box.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's the point I was making. You want to stick and get me with, like, I have access to multiple different country post offices.
Well, that's not U.S. Okay. I watched a video yesterday.
Post office. I could drive 3 hours to the Mexican post office.
There was a video about the top 10 films that were made that were box office bombs and how many millions they cost. And like one of them only made like $750,000. And
speaking of bombs, hey,
morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Harry, can I explain to you that I believe no movie is ever a bomb? Can I explain how that is the case?
Sure.
Okay.
Good morning, Oakenshaw.
So even historically,
Final Mind.
But even the last 40 years, when you watch a movie and at the beginning credits, you see 4 or 5 different production companies. Those are the entities that are contributing to the budget of the film, right? It's really a master. I wonder if you take accounting in college, they ever teach you how, and Chauncey, this person knows this. So Chauncey, you can back me up or tell me I'm 100% wrong. So all these companies are contributing to the production budget of the film, right? You have a studio who takes in all that money and they incestuously spend it, right? But I don't know, the way the accountings have figured out, if it is a technically box office bomb, they write it off on their taxes. So in that regard, they're not losing money. And then the movie just doesn't stop making money throughout the lifespan of the world. A movie made 70 years ago, Harry, is still making money today. So
no public domain issues, huh?
Now, public domain, not to a particular film, might fall into the public domain, but they own the film and they're going to keep selling the rights to stream it and sell DVDs and all that in any other way. So getting back to it, also on top of the production budget, there's the marketing budget. A movie like Superman's marketing budget is well over $200 million. But they bring
just for marketing. Wow.
Just for marketing. But again, you're Warner Brothers who made the movie, and you own Max, and you own outlets, you own TNT, you own all these outlets, and you spend your marketing dollars within ancestrally. Do you understand? So their money's going back into the company.
Okay.
But they bring in partners like McDonald's and Walmart and all that. So maybe like our money that's technically not sent to Ukraine, it's the same thing. It's Warner Brothers isn't taking money from McDonald's. They're signing a partnership where McDonald's is spending the marketing money. Do you understand? So
and they're in the film somehow.
No, well, no. If you watched a commercial for McDonald's, they're promoting the. I think it's not McDonald's. There's several. If you go watch commercials, Superman commercials, yeah, like all of them. Like even with Happy Madison too, which Subway actually is intricate into the plot. He likes Subway. They have cups you can get there. That's part of the marketing budget. It is, but they bring in partners and stuff like that. So
that advertising was word of mouth was the best you could get.
Well, okay, this is what I teach because that's my expertise. Okay, so to open a film is not word of mouth. Up to 80% of the marketing budget can be spent to open the movie, to get people to go see it. The second weekend is all about word of mouth. So typically, a film that might be number one in the U.S. box office, if the word of mouth's not strong, it could drop 70% off in the second weekend. My suspicion is that Superman will drop less than 30%, maybe 20%, based on the word of mouth. There's several companies, they do these exit polling. So when people see the movie the first weekend, there are people out there surveying. There's a company that does this thing called a cinema score. And it's basically they hand you a 8x10 card, and in each corner is a letter grade, and you rip off which one you would give it. And I think Superman's like an A cinema score. So the word of mouth is strong. And then here's another way to factor. Typically, a movie makes 3 times its multiple, which means whatever it makes opening weekend throughout its run, it'll make 3 times that. So I suspect Superman is well on its way to being over $1 billion worldwide.
Wow.
But again,
not bad for a woke movie.
No, but see, it's done a lot of things for Warner Brothers. It's allowed them to move forward with all their DC films, sort of what Marvel did 15 years ago. And it's also cemented that, these actors, when they sign their contract, let's say Superman's a bomb. Regardless, they signed probably a 5 to 7 picture deal to make 5 or 7 movies.
Wow.
And the way it kind of worked in Marvel is, let's say they did Avengers, that's part of those movies. So like I'm Chris Hemsworth for Thor, and I signed to make 7 movies. The Avengers are part of that 7 movies.
Anything that you show up in is going to count as that. Yeah,
they're protecting. I mean, it's really the art of writing contracts and negotiation and all this. Plus, a great example is sort of what Mel Gibson did when he became famous. He signed a deal to make a Mad Max movie, and he said to the studio, "Let me make I think he made Hamlet. Remember, he made Hamlet. That was part of his contract, his deal to do that." So. It's fascinating, man. It's fascinating. Did Chauncey tell me I was wrong or right?
He said marketing was the biggest expense.
Yeah. They're careful about their
Michael Poultry.
But see, I'm sending him a link now. But let me just tell you the Megan 2 is a good example. Blumhouse. He doesn't make movies for a lot of money. That Megan 2, I think, costs less than $25 million. So I don't think movies should cost so much money, but It's incestual. It's incestual. You know, Warner Brothers owns every aspect of production of a movie. They need that money to come in. So high marketing budgets. All right, I'm trying to send you a link. Poetry. Let's take a bet. Mustache or no mustache?
I say stash.
No mustache.
Dum, dum, dum.
What are you asking when a movie goes to theaters to stream? Okay, so obviously Warner Brothers owns Max. There's Michael Mustache. You win.
Oh,
So with regards with the streaming's built in, but I think it's more in agreement with because obviously all the streaming rights, they get 100% of that. Their negotiated exchange with theater owners is something like a 60-40 split sometimes. But it used to be 3 months, 6 months before the movie could go to streaming. Now, sometimes it's a 40-day or less deal.
how much power do the theater owners have, and do they have like a union or a collective, or how do they bargain?
It's sort of just an agreement with the studios, but they have a lot of power. But they need the movies. Look,
Yeah,
one of the worst run businesses in my experience is movie theaters. They overgrew. No, there should not be 24 screens at a multiplex. There should not. Because they only make their money on the 4 biggest houses there for ticket sales. You go into their 7th biggest house and no one's in there watching movies. They constantly need new content.
Why don't the studios have their own theaters? I mean, literally own their own houses.
Because the government in the 50s to end the monopoly. Well,
sorry, Michael.
Studios did own.
Yeah, I know nothing about.
Studios did own the movie theaters, and there was deregulation, and they had to sell them. In Canada, up until about 10 or 15 years ago, the studios owned the movie theaters. Paramount owned the biggest chain in Canada. Famous players. But actually, it's changing. Sony bought the Alamo Drafthouse, so it's going. I think that's what's going to happen.
When did Sony buy Alamo?
Last 2 years. In fact, okay. Jeff Myers works there. He knows this. But the biggest.
I wonder if are they gonna continue? Because one of the things that I always liked about Alamo, and because I'm from Austin, so I kind of grew up with Alamo being like the little hometown movie theater.
Yeah,
is that they always had a dedication to like doing classic movie screenings, and they had a dedication to keeping film production.
They're still doing that. But
that's good.
But the problem with Alamo Drafthouse is I think on average their biggest house is well below 200 seats, maybe less. So
and everything is digital now, right?
When I was in my early 20s, I worked for their competitor in Austin, Movie House and Eatery. And I mean, Alamo definitely had the cooler movies. Alamo definitely had the cooler vibe. But man, their food sucked. And we had better food. We had much better food.
There's a guy there's a cinema and brew house. They've opened over the last 20 years. This concept has been around.
Yeah.
And AMC has the in food service place here in LA. A lot of their theaters have that. But no, they do. But here's the problem. The average concession price per person is way low. So
because it costs too much. People won't buy it.
They charge too much. That's
right. Well, that's been a movie theater thing since the dawn of time.
How much? I mean, think about it this way: Coca-Cola. It's almost like any place that serves Coke. Coke pays them to sell Coke. It's kind of crazy that way. Because, say you're AMC, any place you go into that has Coke branded on it, their Coke is probably paying for the manufacture of those cups and stuff like that. Movie theaters are horribly run. They're too big. A multiplex should really be about 7 screens. I mean, you're talking about retail and the square footage it costs to run that business. Movie theaters shouldn't be 20 something screens. They just shouldn't. So remember in the old days when you went to a movie theater and it was sold out, what did you do? You bought tickets for the next show.
Yeah, that's a good point there. I am one of us. You still got your shipping information at the bottom.
Oh, I do? Well, can you send me shipping?
Yeah.
There you go, Scott. Look, I don't pay attention to any of this. Plus, email me your contact info.
Anyway, just do it.
Hey, can I show one thing before Michael wants to talk about whatever?
Roger's on fire this morning.
Well, you asked me a question, Harry.
Hey, Mazzy.
So I went in. I went into a record store and I saw this on the counter, and I go, "What's up with this?" And they go, "It's warped." I go, "I'll flatten it for you because I have Jim's record flattener." This thing, I'll show you video right now. This thing was badly warped, and it took me about 4 or 5 times to put it through the process to figure it out. So I smartly shot video of it. Let me show the video of it warped. Come on, man. Hold on. I'm here. I'm wasting time as I find the video of it. Okay, so here's
comments. I am one of us.
This is the record warped.
That's actually, I mean, it's not a severe warp, but it's sharp enough that it would probably.
No, it's when I played it, it skipped. That's a warp. It was skip warp. So here's the flattening of it. Where I got it, there's still a bit of a lip warp. There's still a bit of a lip warp.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. But my turntable caught the grooves and played fine. It did not skip.
Why don't you buy one of those like $150,000 turntables that have the sucking thing that sucks the vacuum?
I had one of those. It was good.
That will help with dish warp, but like the edge warps like that, it probably won't.
Wait. So I'm supposed to buy a $20,000 turntable when that record?
No, $150,000.
Way less than that.
You can get
this is like an infomercial. I love this show. I love this
show. Hey, here's one thing. Mazzy might have a lot of talents. Solving problems is not one of them.
It's true. That's true.
Creating problems, now that's a whole nother.
I have a feeling Mazzy and I are not safety rated for tools. I know I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
No,
I'm only safety rated for a.
We use the right tool for the wrong project, and vice versa.
I think Mazzy's scissors have the rounded ends on them.
Just so you know, Jim's asking, "Is this record any good?" It is excellent. This record goes for a lot of money, so I understand they wanted it flattened. Hopefully this record will be reissued. Their records go for a lot of money. They're put out on Cobblestone and Muse. Excellent record.
Is it like what kind of music is it? It looks like it might be like fusion.
It's fusion, spiritual, jazz. Their style of music as they progressed went more jammy, but it's excellent stuff. So I wish I could have it. We'll see what happens.
Well, you can listen to it. You can if you have a to D converter, you can rip it.
Well, no, you could. It's probably online somewhere. No, I actually have their suspicious 2000 reissue of this, like a Scorpio. I have that one, but that record's still like a $40 or $50 record.
Yeah, that's a shame with some of these like super rare. Like I have a couple of these like 70s prog albums that are like crazy rare. Like one of them is I don't know how to say it. Nidrolong Lady Lake. Does anyone know that record? Let me grab that. It's
Wait, Mazzy, did you see this?
No, got to see that.
Oh yeah, that was a while back. Yeah, I keep getting them asking me to do. I did one way back, the Angel's Horn, but there's a few of them. I just say no. I don't even.
I get those emails every now and then, and if I were to do it, I do what Mazzy did. I'd give it away. But
yeah, I gave mine to Bill K after I reviewed it.
Yeah. This is
Hey.
one I wish they would do a real good reissue of. This is a very, very rare 70s prog record. And this is
Is it a real label?
this is on Four Men with Beards, so it's like
Oh.
it's real, but it's probably done very badly.
No, well, the original label.
Oh, the original label is on I don't know what it is, but you can look this up on Discogs. It's like crazy expensive. It's over $200, I think. Let's see. 1972. It was originally on RCA Victor in the UK, and yeah, cheapest copy right now is $182. Median goes for $265.
Where's that band out of? Germany?
Nidrolong. I'm trying to remember. Back when I was on my prog binge, yeah, they're British prog rock band.
Okay.
There's some others. I have some other prog records that are similar.
Oakenshield says he has an original.
Yeah, cool. You have a very expensive record. The thing is, it's a great record, and I'm glad I have it. It's not a record I would pay over $100 for. So, I hope someone does a good reissue of it someday. Yeah. I guess I'll show some interesting stuff. I think I'm gonna. This is like I'm way behind the times on. Not behind the times, but I'm late to the party on this. But I don't know if you guys know this record. Has anyone gotten this yet?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
White Album, 1968.
Yeah, the Beatles, right?
I've got the T-shirt for that.
Which one is it? What is that?
This is a band called Turnstile. It's this album they released last month.
I think you're making all this up right now. Can you show something legit?
This is this album they released last month called Never Enough, and it's kind of like this is. I feel like for youngish people, this is kind of the album of the summer for a lot of people.
I thought it was Wet Leg.
Yeah, these guys have been. I mean, this has been selling really, really well. These guys were on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. They did a performance on there a couple weeks ago. This has just been kind of popping off, and no one's reviewed it for Tracking Angle yet, so I'm going to actually review it. It's going to come out like 4 weeks after all the reviews came out, but I don't know. It's worth doing. And then, does anyone know this artist, Poppy?
Was that the mysterious artist that they didn't know if she was
Yes
or whatever? And
so yeah, I want to say a couple years ago they had that meme where she was like pretending to be like a robot, where she was like doing the I am Poppy thing. And I want to say she's from Australia, actually.
Yeah, but she was just a front for some guy. Like they're really good. She was
perhaps back then, but definitely not
Like
now.
a Milli Vanilli kind of thing.
No, she sang, but she was like a hired hand. That was the way it was kind of.
Maybe back in like 2017, maybe, but now she's definitely taken a lot more control of her music. But so she used to be like a straight up pop artist, and now she is definitely moving towards more kind of interesting fusion with like hardcore and metal. It's very interesting to listen to her evolution, and she played on. Man, I don't remember what late night show she played on, but like she was doing like death growls on that show. So this is her recent album, Negative Spaces, that came out. It came out like I want to say late 2024. But I don't think I'm going to review it. But it's just I don't know. I don't buy a lot of recent albums anymore, and this is just a recent.
I'm
album.
with you.
Harry,
Yeah,
I think
you're an old fuddy-duddy, Harry.
Yeah,
Michael's young. His
the
life's
Table
ahead of him.
Turns has mentioned. This is actually
It isn't that good out there. It's not worth listening to anymore.
There's plenty
well,
of
Harry,
good music out there. I'm sick of people
there
saying new
is.
music's not good.
I agree with you.
More of it gets lost in the noise, and I feel like one of the problems I have with discovering new music is it feels like a band will hit it off with a sound, and then like 18 bands will come along and basically play that exact.
Well,
same
that's
sound.
always been like that.
Well,
It is,
like,
but like
you
I
know,
feel like now
bands that sounded like
Beatles-
Dylan or the Beatles, you know, it's Beatley, it's jingle jangle pop, you know, it's a sound, and everyone, it's like the movie business is the same.
I feel like my issue now in discovering a lot of this stuff is because algorithms are so prevalent. It's like you discover a band and you get interested in it, and then it just your algorithm becomes that sound, and it can be a little frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
Or you get a band like Black Pumas that put out a good album, and then they milk that same record for 3 years, put out different versions of it, or it's ridiculous.
That's has been common forever, you know.
I think one thing to think about is let's say a band hits and then bands come along. Those bands were around already. They just found those bands that sounded like them and trying to catch on. But look, you could take a dumpy guy like this guy. Let me find him in the chat. Where are you?
Someone says some music does suck. New music, yeah. Some old music sucks a lot.
Wait. But anyone who's making music in their basement can put it online and it can catch on.
Probably the best music out there is just going to be in your local club in your town.
Stop trying to promote your open mic night, Harry.
But I would seriously go stream this album, Never Enough by Turnstile. They're not the first band to do this, but they've really walked this nice line between incorporating sounds from dream pop and shoegaze, a little bit of shoegaze, a lot of dream pop, and incorporating that into like some more popular like hardcore and D-beat and stuff like that. So they're in some ways their roots are as a hardcore band, like a hardcore punk band, but now they have like a lot of the dreamy soundscapes, these really nice kind of like light vocals. It's very, very approachable music. There's some songs that straight up sound like Sting and the Police on this album. But then there's some songs that sound like more hardcore punk. It's a good album, and it's worth at least streaming, I would say. Or go watch the performance on Jimmy Fallon.
I get lost because everything has a genre now, a specific genre. Like it's just there's no just rock and roll anymore.
Well, I mean, you could call this rock. I'm just trying to describe the sound. I mean, they are a rock band. They're a heavy-ish rock band.
Like whatever happened to what was that band that sounded like Zeppelin? Greta Van Fleet or something? They kind of disappeared, didn't they?
No, they're still very popular. They played big shows.
Yeah.
My issue with Greta Van Fleet is not that they weren't good musicians. It's the riffs were too close to Zeppelin. It was just like, all right, we get it.
Really?
Look, here's the thing. Here's what's been good the last 25 years. The way the music industry tied itself to like media, where a good song could break in a commercial, and every single one of those WB series seemed to break a band. It gave them opportunity to break big. But I mean, I still hear new music. I think TikTok's great for new music. Songs catch on really quickly on them.
Yeah, they do. That was that one. This is, I mean, you guys don't exist in this world, but there was this one band and song. I think it was, I forget the name of the artist, but the song was called Your Face, and it became like the most viral shoegaze song of all time. And I think did it turn out to be AI created?
Right.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, there's
Wisp,
so much.
Your Face.
You don't know what's good and what's real and what's not.
I don't know if it was AI created or maybe it was just done in like GarageBand. But there's this artist called Wisp, and they went viral with this song Your Face. It was considered to be like one of the best shoegaze songs ever created. And
hello, Winston.
And the artist had to apparently learn to play it live, I think, from what I remember. Yeah.
This is Barry. His name is Barry.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Winston.
I finished my Celsius, which means it's time to go for a run. But before I do that, I will. I think I showed you guys this preamp on a stream before. This Backert Labs.
Is that the red one?
Yeah, I put it down in the shelf because I got the new. This Techniques table is getting reviewed pretty soon.
What is that Techniques table?
It's the SL 1300.
What does that table go for?
It's like a $3,000.
But then right now, the one that's on deck right now, I'm reviewing this audio research power amp. It's all tube, 80 watts per channel. It goes for about $12,000.
Yeah, there you go, guys. Run out and get one.
Yeah, that's well. I'm
If you
reviewing
order
it.
now,
I'm not buying it, but I'm reviewing it. But I
But
did
the
this
one
preamp.
that thing you bought, right?
I bought this, yeah. It was not cheap, but it's a really good preamp, and it has all the functions that I want and or need, and it sounds great.
Jim, do you have preamp envy?
Actually, honestly, I'm happy with my preamp. The Prima Luna is sounding so much better than what I had going on. My room just sounds great.
I
got some vintage RCA blacktop 1287s that I just put in last night.
Nice. Yeah, I've got new old stock tubes in that thing. I've got they shipped them with. I mean, they always ship them with different tubes. Right now, I've got some Beckman 5963s in there, but it also shipped with some Raytheons. I like the Beckmans better. Everything and nothing. The main functions I was looking for is I wanted record out because I invested a lot of money in my headphone amp, and so I wanted a preamp that I could run to my headphone amp. So record out was a function I really wanted. A mono switch was a function I really wanted. Now, some phono preamps have mono switches, and so you don't need them on the line level preamp. But my phono preamp is an Alnic, and Alnic does not put mono switches on their phono pre's. So I really wanted a mono switch on my line stage preamp. Another function I really wanted was proper balance connections, because my power amp, the Hagel, sounds better with balance connections than it sounds with RCA single-ended. So that was a big thing. And yeah, I just like that it's a very analog focused preamp. It doesn't have any digital connectivity. It doesn't have any boards for like an outboard phono stage or anything like that. It's pretty simple, and it's low-ish gain. It's about 9 dB of gain, and generally you want kind of a lower gain for most modern power amps. Everything, Chris, it has. Was it two or I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 XLR inputs, and it has 2 XLR outputs in addition to having single-ended outputs. Do I really not remember how many XLR inputs it has? I don't know. I only have 2 things that take XLR that I plug it into. So
wait, you have more questions.
So it's okay. It is fully tube. It is a tube gain stage. So it takes 2 12 AU7 type tubes that do the gain stage. I know most tube preamps use 4 tubes in that gain stage, but Backer use 2, and they run them at a very low voltage. But it is not a hybrid. It is technically, because it's tube gain stage, it is fully tube. You can watch the if you
Dr. Winston
Sound YouTube channel, you can watch the review I did.
Hey Chris, I'm be in DC a week from Thursday. If you're around, let me know.
Can I address Dan B's comment?
All right, let Dan B have it. He deserves it.
No, I because this is partially true, but it's also a misconception, because when I listen, I do volume match. A lot of power amplifier designers will favor their circuitry towards one type of input or the other. Hagel, because all of their equipment runs fully balanced, they their circuitry, the balanced connection on their equipment. So even though you can have single-ended connections, even if you volume match with a decibel meter, I found that the balanced inputs on the Hagel sound a little bit better. It's not true for all equipment, and if you have different power amps, you may find different results, but sometimes they will. Basically, it just depends on the power amp designer, depends on the equipment designer, what circuitry they're going to favor.
Hey, Herc, this is one of the best comments we've gotten today. That was sarcastic.
I just wanted to comment on the brothers in arm bashing in the comments there. That's got to stop right now. That's a great album.
Well, I had some we were saying good. I had some friends over last week, and we were saying goodbye to these Rido speakers that I'm now packing up, because it's time for them to go back to the distributor. So we were saying farewell to those speakers, and I have some audio engineering friends in the band that, man, Talk to any audio engineer; they love that album, and so yes, we did play Brothers in Arms.
Here's a good question for you, Michael. How many members are in your band?
60.
How many of them have setups like you or close to you?
At home, none, but we have a pretty serious setup in our mixing booth.
Okay.
Hey, can I just say that the record that's on my turntable right now is side 2 of Brothers in Arms? Just saying.
It's not even
The
you know,
reissue with the
it's
full
not
length.
Dire Straits' best album as far as I'm concerned.
Hold on. It's one person. It's this troublemaker Kimbo. Everyone, listen. Get over yourself, dude.
It's a good album. It just
Pearl Jam sucks.
yeah.
Brothers, I rather listen to Dire Straits as I'm trapped in an elevator, Muzak version.
Seriously, it's on my
while I'm
turntable
peeing
right now.
myself.
It's right on
Michael,
my turntable. I mean, I was
Michael,
listening to it before.
Everything wants to know what speakers are going to take the place of the ones you're returning.
Oh well, I mean, I'm hanging. I still have my Harbeths.
Yeah.
Those are my speakers.
It was just
And honestly, I'll note this in the review that audio research amp just wasn't quite powerful enough for these Ridos anyway. These Ridos are a pretty demanding speaker, but they're doing fine with the Harbeths because that audio research amp is a full tube power amp, so it's about 80 watts per channel. Into both 8 and 4 ohm because it has different outputs.
Vance, get used to it. It's called tough love. The amount of shows you go and see.
I know. Hey, I give the guy credit, man. That's really a commitment. He goes to at least 2 or 3 shows a week.
Hey, Kimbo, you going to come down for that Vinyl Con next month? Come on down. You'll probably find the shitty albums.
When you getting this fucking guy on that, I mean, all this stuff happens. I never hear any promotion about that show. Where's the guy? I thought he was coming up.
Hey, listen.
Hey, relax. The show's not.
If you were a subscriber,
because you think they would come and promote early, so people who might want to come from out of town can make plans. But no,
he'll come on. He just wanted to be a little closer to the show. He's probably got all the dealers he needs.
I have to listen. I have to go to Chicago and listen to Vance, just pontificate about Pearl Jam for a day, probably.
If you want to see this guy come up before you make your decision whether or not to go to the show,
well, it's too late. I'm not doing it now. It's too late.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I'm going to be
honest. So there's this entrepreneur dude who puts on vinyl.
You don't have to say add dude to entrepreneur. You can say there's an entrepreneur.
All right, dude. So
is he a dude-entrepreneur?
Shut the fuck up, entrepreneur.
So he's put on this one in Philadelphia successfully multiple times, and he's done it in Denver. I suspect if he can bring sellers from outside of LA in, then he'll do better than any show that happens here in LA.
I think it's going to be an epic failure.
Why?
Well, I think the fries are
so many people in LA selling records already.
Yeah, but they're shitty.
Do people want to pay to come to LA?
The thing about it is, though, is that there's a crap ton of people here, man.
But Harry,
if they would promote it so people would know about it, people would come.
They are. Sign up for the Instagram. He has a good.
Listen,
hey, Harry,
if they promote it here, come on. If they promote it here, the 150 people that come here, out of that 100, 10, whatever. If they promote it here, they get about 20,000. Okay.
But you know what happens is those are sitting on a record store shelf for a month.
No, they're not.
2 months. Then they get put into the recycles. No one sees the back of that.
Man, where's this hatred towards Jim coming from?
Who looks at the back of that magazine?
The thing of it is that the only people who do pick this up would be the people that might be interested in spending money and going to a record.
Harry,
other than that, they are not going to buy pizzas. They're not. They're not interested in whether your fries are good.
Harry,
they're just like a rifle shot.
Harry, if I held a gun to your head, which is looking like a good thing to do more and more every day, what if you could go to one place where there's a record show? Name some off the top of your head where you would go.
Den Bosch.
There had to be a day that Den Bosch didn't exist and someone decided to do it, right?
Yeah, but there were
Yeah,
There
probably
was the first Den Bosch.
there probably wasn't a record show every month there, a small one.
How
No,
many
LA
people
has a
think
record show.
I'm going to
No,
Den Bosch?
No, hold on, Harry. I can tell you. LA has two sizable things. They have Pasadena Flea Market, where there's at least 20 record dealers there. And then they have the OC show once a month. These two things. And then there's here and there small little things, but there's no big international type of show. LA is hold on, Jim, and you can finish. When I finish, I'll give you the floor. LA is a destination city. People come here for football games and spend a week to do other things. Seems ridiculous to me that Austin can be bigger than LA for a record show. It
I
seems
agree,
ridiculous.
but that's the
So
reality.
some entrepreneurish person has to come in and be the first to lay his claim.
Plus,
So
LA
that's
is very large. I used to do shows in LA, and there's already a crap ton of shows. And I would do shows, and my shows, I would sell out the tables. I would get people thanking me because they would say, I haven't been to Orange County or Pasadena in 15 years because of the traffic. So thank you for doing a show on the West Side. It's all geographic. It's very so the Orange County show gets.
Where is this new show?
This show is going to be in downtown LA.
Downtown LA.
So it's in
Where
LA.
all the ice trucks are.
Yeah, Mazzy. It's accessible. The one thing that people
We
don't give
will have.
I think Chris was asking for a link.
Done. There's going to be food trucks, so there will be
Snow cones.
there will be ice grabbing some of the ice cream vendors, of course.
Oh, hold on. Chris, I sent you a link on Messenger. Here's the thing about downtown LA. Parking sucks, but the one thing people don't talk about is the metro is pretty good in LA. What they've been able to build up over the last 20 years is pretty good.
So this is in more of a commercial part of downtown LA.
Yeah, but it is accessible. It's like I can jump on the metro in Santa Monica and be there in 30 minutes.
Will
It
you
would have
take
to
the
be
metro
in
rather
an
than drive?
event center of some type where there's parking for the vendors. People are going to be, if you want people to come from out of state,
Also,
they've got to
wait.
go to the park and load in easily.
And in Harry's case, you've got to have parking so that you've got the cripple card. You've got to have handicap parking.
To be in
And
Harry's
you don't
case,
want to have to drag your shit far.
It's California. Half the parking is handicapped.
Why am I being singled out here?
hold on. In Harry's case,
I don't know. It's just
accessible
something about-
bathrooms and lots of them.
I think it's your hair.
With
Yeah.
that deaden the sound. So that is not actually that.
Wah! No. Downtown LA draws a younger crowd. Okay. So it might be, it's a pain in the ass for us old farts. But
Well, plus Austin is centrally located. You got to go all the way to one coast just to do a big show in LA. You know, the place to do it would be Chicago.
Hey, can you tell the kids to get off your lawn, Harry, please?
I don't know. I like downtown LA.
And if I can't go to a show and be home and in bed by 10 o'clock, I don't.
Well, that's you, Harry. You don't
Exactly.
Harry.
Exactly.
Wait,
I'm
did
talking
Harry
to
just
the
say?
AM.
You're not even counting in the
Did
demographic.
Harry just say if I can't be at the home by 10 a.m.?
Okay. Unfortunately,
they locked the
my
door
father-
at 9 p.m. They locked the door.
Man, I
my father
remember
and his friends refer to it as the cripple card, so that's why I do too.
I remember
Father.
back when I used to do South by Southwest when I was in my early 20s, and me and my friends, going to South by Southwest, you could see music from 12 noon until 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I would do that. I would get to downtown Austin at like 11:30 every day, and I would get in my car and drive home at 2:30 in the morning, and I would do that about 5 days in a row. And that was fun. I don't know if I could do it now, but
Hey, I
this
went.
is like a regular old day in New Orleans. That's like a
I've
Thursday.
talked about this several times. I went to Sundance over 10 times. Obviously, it was all contained in one town, but things were going on from early in the morning to late at night. But everything was there. And actually, to that Park City's credit, they have like several buses running their bus system. It was easy to get everywhere there.
Yeah.
Well, that's like
You are wrong there, Chris.
I really
Chris,
should.
that's my MO. Me too.
I really should start doing this run. But before I go, does anyone have this record? Did I show this yet?
What is it?
Well, I showed it in a video that no one watched because it was the worst performing video I've ever done in at least 2 years. I did this. So the main singer songwriter for this band, Harmonium, Serge Fiori, passed away a couple weeks ago, and this record is kind of his magnum opus. Does no one know this record?
No.
This
will be my least performing live stream ever.
Yes. This is from 1976. This is probably the best Canadian progressive rock album I've ever heard.
Wait a minute, even better than Project Gemini.
And
I do love
this
Gemini.
This is such a good album, and it's really long and drawn out, and it has contributions from the Montreal Symphony on it. And this is an original pressing, but you can get a reissue of this. This original pressing sounds so good. I was listening to this with friends on the Ridos the other day, and it was like, man, this is mastered with dynamics, and there's color changes, and it's punchy, and it's got a beautiful like high end. You can hear all the woodwind instruments and Serge's voice where he goes up into like the falsetto. This is an amazing record, and if you like 70s prog, especially the more like orchestral kind of 70s prog, you should definitely listen to this. This is outstanding.
What label was it put out on?
This is on CBS Canada.
So who reissued it?
It's been reissued.
No,
I don't know.
Poor Men with Beards.
That's an original.
This is an original. And the originals are not crazy. I think I paid like $18 for this. But the reissue, I think it's still in print. I think you can still get it. I don't know who put it out, but it's a remaster, and it sounds okay. It doesn't sound as good as the original, but it's not a bad sounding record to begin with. So if you can get the reissue, get the reissue.
All right.
Yeah.
Tom Rashawn's recommending a band called Syrinx.
Syrinx. Yeah. Yeah. The other, Oakenshield pointed out, the other Harmonium albums are great. They're very different though, because this is the only, they made 3 studio albums, and this is the only album that they did with a drummer. All the other albums they did without a drummer, and more as like a psychedelic progressive folk band. And then this one they really beefed up the band, and they added a drummer, and it sounds really, really good.
Go have a run.
The other day I listened to an old album for the first time. It was Lowell George, Thanks, I'll Eat It Here. I had never heard it before.
It's a good record.
And I had an old beat up copy that I got in the collection. I liked it so much that I went on Discogs and I bought the record store day
the company?
edition. Yeah.
I have it. It's a good record. That's the one. He died on that tour.
Yeah.
Have a nice run.
They said he died of a combination of pizza and heroin.
Yeah, that's a bad comment. I mean, some people bitch about pineapple on their pizza, but when they got heroin, that's a killer.
Yeah.
Hey, the reason to do a record show in LA is we have the best heroin. So come on down.
This is one of the best new records of the year. It came out a month or two ago.
Hold on. Let us be the judge of that.
Who is that?
This is Alan Sparhawk with Trampled by Turtles. And Alan Sparhawk, with his late wife who died of cancer like 2 years ago, was part of the band Low. Him and his wife were Low. Kind of a slow core dream pop thing. But this is, I mean, he's going through a dark period. And he's got this low tone voice on here. But Trampled by Turtles is this band. I thought they're from Austin. They're not Austin, but they're basically a newgrass band. So you got this kind of Americana newgrass combined with this slowcore thing, and it's beautifully recorded. It's really nice. It's on Sub Pop, I think. It's on Sub Pop. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give that a stream.
This one. There you go.
All right.
You might like it. I think it's got a darkness that you might like.
Was it something in the Turtles?
Trampled by Turtles.
Trampled by Turtles. Okay.
Trampled by Turtles is a separate, like, modern bluegrass. It's basically a newgrass band. They do separate things, and this is a combination of these two entities putting something completely different. It's really good.
Well, Rob, if I were you, I'd feel low all the time. So
Minnesota. Thanks,
it
Jeff.
was a good sign. All right, I'm gonna go.
I think they do a song called Whiskey that I like a lot.
All right.
Hey, do we have a question and answer time? Because I have a question that was sent to me. There was a question sent to me by Dawn Savignano. Hi, Jim. Hi, Jim. I was just wondering if you might have any information on the CD/LP of Eddie Money, Brand New Day. It was supposed to be released around 5 or 6 years ago, around the time that Eddie passed, but never got released. Also, do you have any information on Hardy Live from Red Rock CD DVD? That was supposed to be released earlier this year, but never found it. Contacted Hardy website as manager, Amazon Novell. Thanks. Anyone hear this?
Yeah, I'll answer that. I'll answer that. What you said? Do we have any information on it? No.
Wait, the answer is not as such. No big deep Eddie Money. No deep Eddie Money.
You're so bad. You're so bad at YouTube. Can you frame how this was sent to you? Was it sent to Record Collector News?
It was just randomly sent to Record Collector News.
Your response should always be a kickback. Auto response should be, "Who the hell do you think I am?"
Right after that first Eddie Money, record started getting big, he used to use our record store as an ATM machine because we were open at midnight on the weekends, and Eddie Money would come in every Friday and Saturday nights around 11 wanting cash so he could go buy cocaine. Remember, no ATMs in those days, so those guys would cash checks at a record store so he could go buy some blow.
Wow.
Hold on. Here, there's
so
one
really,
person here.
Someone knows the answer.
There's one person here who can answer any money question. I think they're the expert.
Who is that?
I don't.
This guy right here. Can you please answer the Eddie Money question?
Eddie Mahoney, former New York police cop.
I think he worked in there.
Raji, I drive.
I know one factoid. I know one factoid about Eddie Money. You want to hear it?
No.
He has 2 tickets to paradise.
Hey, can I show a preview of a jazz record I got as a promo?
So nobody knows the answer.
Rob will start salivating. It doesn't come out for 2 months. It is a Brazilian spectacular record that came out. When did it first come out? In 1970.
You're horrible at YouTube, Mazzy.
1977. Expanded edition of the Charlie Rouse Band, Cinnamon Flower.
Mazzy, I can tell you one thing. That is not a very good record.
Well,
not.
It is 1,000 copies.
I understand.
Resonance. I've heard it.
The record, you can find that record in a dollar bin usually. It's less than $5 record.
Have you heard it?
Yes, it's not the best. Charlie Rouse, amazing. Do you know who Charlie Rouse played with?
Yeah, I know who Charlie Rouse is.
Yeah, but do you know who he mainly played with most of his career?
If
you can't answer this, they should not be sending you this record.
Okay.
It's Monk. He played with Thelonious Monk.
But, right. Yeah.
And if you want a better
with Monk.
Right. And if you want a better Charlie Rouse record, go get the Strata East reissue
They just sent me this, and it's coming out. Brazilian jazz classic. That's all I can say.
I mean,
you need to send them a letter and say, "Stop sending me the shitty albums."
It's
well, wait. I'm not one of those people like half these old farts here that say something shitty before they've even heard it.
No, I can honestly tell you, I've had that record.
I think that was aimed at me.
It's not the best Charlie Rouse record.
And by the way, the new Superman movie is fantastic. Made possibly the best Superman movie. Really good.
Really?
Woke. Totally woke.
Now, is that even saying very much?
Well, that's true. See, everyone likes the first.
Movie.
Everyone likes that first Reeves one, which I think at the time it was really. I don't love it.
Hold on, as the movie expert here, Superman 1 and 2 were shot at the same time.
Right.
I understand. Those movies hold up to this day.
No, they're good.
It was not pre or post horseback accident.
But the new one is the new one is really good, and I think the story's good. The character development is good. I like how tentative he's a little bumbling a little bit, unsure of himself because he thinks he's doing all this good stuff. And some people, I mean, there are parallels with fake news shit, believe me, in this movie. I think Harry would even like it.
I'm going to go see it Thursday.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. But unfortunately, I mean, Michelle and I went to see it. It was her birthday. She was up here this weekend, and we saw it. It's funny. The ticket said in 2D. We saw it IMAX, but it turned out to be a 3D showing, which I didn't want to see a 3D showing, but that's what it was with glasses. It was great in 3D, but you don't need to see it in 3D.
I think Roger's right about the best Superman movie.
What does he say?
With that.
It's what's his face? Reeves.
Oh, so, yeah.
He was the best Superman. Let's admit it.
Listen, everyone. The best Superman movie is the one that you like the best. Okay.
Yeah. I really liked the balance. I think all the characters were good. I think there was enough humor in it without going too much. There was some humor in it, but there was some dark stuff, but not as dark as Zack.
All right, don't ruin it for the rest of us.
No, I'm not telling the story.
Superman is he has the best. What do you want to say? The best way to disguise himself because those eyeglasses.
Well, Harry, that's the oldest fucking joke. But in this movie, hey, wait, no, Harry, in this movie, they explain why that is true. No, Harry, seriously.
Okay, I'll find out.
Harry, you're supposed to say where did Rob go?
Where'd Rob go?
Finally, after all the Supermans, they explain why people don't recognize them with glasses on.
He hypnotizes them.
I'm not telling you. I don't want
Okay.
to spoil it.
Hey, you know what? Here's okay. I'm gonna do a little rant, and it's a fuck you to all the people who go, well, with the glasses on or off. Let me break the news to you. No one can fly, people. Superheroes are not real. So if you're going to the movie with the suspension,
he jumps.
Obviously, you never read the So Long and Thanks for All the Fish and all those books. Life, you never read. The Way to Fly is you hurl yourself at the ground and miss.
Hey, and by the way, most of you know my last name, and Mazzy has doxed me from the get-go. The guy who created Superman, who was he?
George Siegel.
Not George.
Siegel.
Not George. Siegel. He was with the correct spelling, too.
What was his first name? If it wasn't
David, or I don't know.
I thought it was George.
No, it's not George Siegel. That's an actor.
You're more like the guy who wears the cape on Seinfeld.
You're right. The dog, in a way, the dog steals the show. In a way, a little bit.
And what do you do with super poop, anyways? How do you get rid of that?
Actually,
no, I know. We have it in the backyard.
Hey, by the way, the best Superman movie ever made, Indian Superman. Indian Superman. Go watch that on YouTube. That's the best Superman.
Didn't they have an Indian James Bond or something with
Indian? Actually, the best Star Wars movie is Indian Star Wars, where they literally take all the special effects scenes from Star Wars and put it in their film.
Yeah, that was at Jerry Siegel and Joe Schuster. Very good,
yes.
Roger.
Yes. Thank you, Roger.
Yeah, again. Jews escaping Europe, coming and creating a Superman that beats the shit out of Hitler.
The whole premise is ridiculous.
What?
Who cut Superman's hair? Obviously, it grows. He came here as a baby with little baby hair. Now he's got a full head of hair.
So he goes to a barber. What's the big deal?
He's super. You can't hurt him. You can't cut him.
Yeah, you know what?
You can cut his hair. Oh, believe me.
Yeah, you're right.
Watch the movie. He gets hurt in the movie quite a few times.
You're right. It's Turkish Star Wars. Turkish Star Wars. Go watch it. Hey, and if anyone's in downtown Puyallup later today, a guy will be running around with a cape trying to solve.
And I will say Nicholas Hoult is an excellent Lex Luthor.
Turkish Star. I'm wrong about it. It's Turkish Superman. Turkish Star Wars. and there's and then there's the Jaws one where they literally take all the shark scenes from Jaws.
Okay.
But I think that's an Italian one.
Thank you, Rob, for that.
You're welcome. I like shitty. Listen, shitty movies sometimes are much better than legit movies.
I don't know how. Well, first of all, if that's the case, Concert Buddy, probably because Nicholas Holt is a more
established movie
established actor.
Actually,
Never heard of him.
technically, I believe what's her face who plays Lois Lane. This is her first lead in a feature film.
In a feature film, and she won her Emmys for Mrs. Maisel. Yeah, and the other person, the guy that plays Superman, I've never heard of before, and so of course,
so he was in that. I saw him. He was in the Twisters remake, and he was in. If you saw that movie Pearl, which that independent horror film that spawned like 3 movies, he was in that.
Nicholas Holt has been in so many movies, and he's an established actor. He was in the last Nosferatu. He was in the last Mad Max. He was in that. It wasn't a hit, but with Nicolas Cage.
He has well over 20 film credits where he's a lead.
Yeah, he's great. He's good in this movie. So he deserves to get paid more, I think. One of the only things, White Lotus. The great thing about White Lotus, and that started because that was a result of the pandemic when they went to Mike White, and said, "Hey, write something I can shoot at once." And he figured we can go to the 4 seasons that's closed, and was it Hawaii then or whatever? And they shot the whole thing there. Every actor in the last White Lotus, no matter how big or how small they are, all the main cast, they each got $350,000 for the series. No one got more, no one got less, and obviously some people probably turned it down.
But you don't know what her contract is. Maybe Warner signed her to a multi-picture deal, and
they all got signed for possible multi-pictures.
Right? Okay.
They pre-negotiate those.
Hey, Kimbo, Twisters made 370 something
Plastic
million.
Soundwave culture, you're totally wrong. She's not the boring part. She held that thing together. She had the drive of that movie. The family was great. Yes, all the supporting and the auxiliary cast.
Now, who are you talking about? What's the character?
Mrs. Maisel, the marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon, and went for 5 or 6.
She won
Is
awards.
She in Superman?
Yeah, she plays Lois Lane.
Oh, okay. I like her.
She's great. She's a great actor. To know all those lines, the way she talked in Mrs. Maisel, it was almost like a David Mamet.
Well done show.
Yeah, she's great in that. Well, Margot wasn't nuts at the time. Margot Kidder wasn't nuts when she made
actually,
Superman.
I believe she was probably nuts at the time.
Was she? Okay.
She's an actress. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I watched a movie yesterday called Heads of State.
That was pretty good. I watched.
I saw it.
It had an amazing scene when they shot down Air Force One.
Yeah. Oh, you just wrecked it for everybody.
I kept saying, "Oh my God,
that director!
Could it be real?"
The director of Heads of State. He did the first Mr. Nobody. He didn't direct the sequel. He's a Russian dude who kind of made his own career. He was, I think, special effects, but he had that Hardcore Henry movie, which was like POV. And the interesting thing he does is these time transitions. He does it in Heads of State, and it's pretty humorous. He has a good humor.
So let me get this straight, Rob. They have a Russian director who makes a film about Air Force One being shot down.
Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
I'm wondering though. Do you think Air Force One really has all those like guns and things on them that'll for protection?
Well, I would think one thing they might have left out was that Air Force One has like 6 fighter jets around.
Always.
They left that part out.
Yeah. I thought it was a movie that was better than it should have been, and I liked it too.
Well, one factoid I think is true is when you go on Air Force One, they have decks of playing cards branded Air Force One. You can get a deck.
The old Reagan Air Force, the old Air Force One is at the Reagan Library in Simi Valley. I've been to it a number of times.
Rev,
Not that impressive.
I saw F1. It's very good. Superman's a better movie. F1, the car chases are amazingly shot. The story itself is basically The Natural. If you've seen The Natural, that's the story.
All right. Can I break the news?
No.
And he doesn't want to say this, but the Rev is waiting for the Smurfs movie. He's gonna go see Smurfs.
Yeah.
Who's
I
that?
like Superman was a more enjoyable experience.
The Rev's hero is Gargamel.
I went to the last 2 weeks. I saw like 5 movies in theater. I went to see the new Jurassic Park. What a disappointment that was. And it's not Scarlett Johansson's fault or any of the actors.
And there's your word of mouth.
Pardon me?
I said, and there's Rob's word of mouth.
Yeah, it just was. It wasn't very good. There was moments in it that's very enjoyable, but it wasn't very good.
Here's
who's in it, Rob? Your guy, Lincoln Lawyer, is in it.
Here's the reason Jurassic Park's doing well internationally.
Yeah, of course.
Where it's not dialogue heavy movie, and then it's easy for international audiences. They don't have to dub it. It's all dinosaurs.
It's like Star Wars. They just remake the same plot and just change a little bit.
That's like, just think of that. That everyone has a different interpretation of that. It's different chapters, like comic books. How many Superman comic books have there been? Hundreds, thousands of different stories.
Yeah, but different stories. Yeah.
Yeah, different stories. Exactly. So that's what it's about.
I mean,
it's
like right now,
it's like covering a song, Harry.
How
many people have covered a Chuck Berry song? I mean,
they just started production on the new Harry Potter series, and they put out the picture of the kid. But all they're doing is the same books. The stories will be the same books. It's a TV. It'll be a TV show.
You know, it's a really good movie. Is 28 years later, because it's a really different take on the zombie thing. I liked it a lot. That's a good one.
If I want to see zombies, I'll just go out on the street. They're all over the place.
I know. But they're getting arrested by ICE.
I wish they would arrest the zombies in LA.
I like Jeff's comment.
But
that is funny, Jeff.
Yeah, that's a good one, Roger. Yeah, everybody just leave your camera on and move.
Dan B, usually your comments are just okay.
That's not correct. Some of the
hold on. I tell filmmakers who just start getting into making movies for studios, here's who you're making a movie for. And this is the truth. You're making a movie for a person who goes, I worked hard all week. All I want to do is get something to eat and forget about my problems for 2 hours. If you make a movie for someone like that, you have the best chance of success. So it is the equivalent. It is a distraction from your horrible, stupid life. So understand that. Successful.
Comic book movies can be great, and it's like any genre. A lot of mob movies or detective movies are great, and there's a lot of crappy ones, and you don't hear people saying, "Oh, I don't want another thriller."
Mazzy, I know Mazzy and Harry are too young for this, but when my parents went to the movies, they paid a nickel. They went into the theater. They saw they saw 2 or 3 serials that were about 15 or 20 minutes. They saw a B feature, and they saw the main feature. Okay? Do you think any of those films were not Archie Sugar? They were all distractions from life and having a good time. That's what it means to go to the movies.
Making a movie for art or dollars. I mean,
it's never been the case.
They want to make it. They want to make money, but they also would like to make award-winning and good quality movies. They make a lot of shit too, but independent movies are great. Like I loved Anora.
Best example of a stupid, horrible life.
Yeah, the thing is,
I watched The Irishman. I had to watch it, and it took me 3 days to watch The Irishman. I'd watch like an hour, and then I'd come back the next day. And
I don't think that was a good movie.
Listen, I am not a big Martin Scorsese fan, and in fact, I just read a little blurb.
Martin Scorsese's entry into film was through Roger Corman. He directed genre films. He did that Boxcar Bertha. And Roger Corman actually was handed, Martin Scorsese was offered to direct, now I'm forgetting which exact movie. And he turned it down to go make Mean Streets. So it's not Martin Scorsese's deal to make mainstream movies. He's caught on to a niche that allows him to make the movies he wants. But even for those films, they're a distraction from someone's life to go watch something. Take them into.
Isn't he working on the Kool-Aid movie?
Yes, he's working on the Kool-Aid movie.
I mean, yeah.
What big holes am I digging here? What hole am I digging? I'm a person for 30 years who surveyed people on their movie-going habits.
You surveyed pee-pee?
Huh?
You surveyed pee-pee?
I want to party with you sometime, Roger.
I took a stool sample. Part of surveying people for movies is getting a good stool sample.
And they never even knew.
I get people's stool samples here every day in their comments.
I watched Heads of State last night, and it wasn't as good as listening to In a Silent Way on my new preamp. Just saying.
Now they're making a documentary about Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms, and I'm told, now, you may know, Rob, you may have heard, but I'm told that members of Pearl Jam are going to play Dire Straits in this film.
Now, you know the intro to Money for Nothing and, to that song? I want there to be like a 20-minute intro, just intro. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that hasn't dated well. Money for Nothing and Chicks for Free. I know it's a parody in a way, but it hasn't it hasn't held up very well.
Well, wait. Hold on, man. I have to object to that take on that song. It's still very prevalent. It's still very prevalent.
Well, I know what it is. I know
hold on,
in reality.
As a lame version of a social media influencer, Mazzy, do you think a lot of these people are getting money for nothing? They're exactly getting money for nothing.
Of course.
Records for nothing and your gear for free.
The first Dire Straits album is a perfect record, and
you're 100% wrong. Eddie's physical media talk.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you, the first Dire Straits is a perfect record because it was so different at the time, even though it's influenced by everything from John Cale to Dylan to other people. In the new wave period, it was refreshing and it was a great sounding record.
Eddie, that's like saying Supertramp sucks.
Hey. How many people think Zappa sucks? Come on.
I'm becoming a Zappa fan.
Don't do it.
Can you explain to us your process for becoming a Zappa fan?
I listen to it a little bit. I'll listen to like 5 minutes one day, and then maybe the next day I'll listen to 7 minutes. And
don't you listen to a whole side of a record?
Yeah, I'm gonna get.
You got to stop listening to those crappy old Beatle bootlegs, Harry. I mean,
I'm gonna do one a day until I've listened to every one of them. It'll take me it'll take me better part of a year.
Zappa has a 6 CD box set called You Can't Do That on Stage Anymore. And I listened, and it's actually 12 CDs, they're all doubles. And I've listened to that front to start a few times, and it doesn't
front to start.
Well, the first CD, there's CD 1 followed by CD 2.
Okay.
And it fucks up your ear. It does. It fucks up your ear.
What's the one that follows CD 2?
Okay, I lied. I don't have it, and I have no idea.
Hey,
have you checked into the home yet today, Harry?
It would be front to back.
I'm going to show some records I picked up.
We're having chicken parmesan for dinner today.
All right.
I'm showing a few records to break the monotony of
you've had. Nice hat.
Yeah, this is a picture of Mazzy.
That doesn't look anything like Kenny Burrell.
I don't think it is. It's because on the back of the cover is
that was so the white kids could take the record home.
2 models. But this is a good record because usually the Verve has an orchestra over saturating. No, it's just small groups. It's really good. This is actually a very good record, and I found a Yellow Verb promo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's this is a really good record. I recommend it.
That cover, I can't even comprehend why they did that cover.
I don't know. It doesn't relate to the music, so I don't understand.
It's like the Miles Davis one where he says, "Why is that white bitch on my record cover?"
Yeah. This is really good. So George Russell, his early Riverside records are very avant-garde, almost a little free jazzy in him. This is from 1962, I think, and it really is really good. There's George Russell right there, and nice OG mono. This is, if you want to hear early kind of pre-free jazzy avant-garde stuff, this is good. And there's that twofer you can get, which I think is a comp of I think he put out like 3 or 4 similar records on Riverside. Then I found this Japanese Art Pepper live in Tokyo, and it's translucent vinyl, and this sounds really good, digital. And then I have to say, someone sent me like an insane VCLT. Like, I have to thank Chris Jones. This is like the nicest thing anyone's ever sent me. He sent me this I Quebec Soul Samba. And this record, any version of it that's legit, is not cheap. This is not a cheap record. He sent me a Liberty Pressing Van Gelder stereo. This is a kick-ass. This is like the perfect record to put on late at night. It really is good.
What era was the Liberty Blue Notes?
So they bought Blue Note, I think, in 65, 66. So until they sold it to United Artists, bought them in the early 70s. Okay. So it was sort of like a 5-6 year period, I think, maybe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And then I found this. This isn't a cheap record, actually. The soundtrack to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's a ridiculous movie.
Man, you're a curmudgeon. There you go, people. That I Quebec. Oh, that Lavelle's actually the only person who doesn't make stupid comments.
I don't think Chic Your Booty was his. I mean, I don't know. Riv.
Did any of Zappa's albums chart?
Yeah, he had like Yellow Snow did well and Valley Girl did well. Valley Girl was his highest charting song. And I think he, I don't think he had anything ever in the like the top 10 or anything like that when it came.
I mean, as far as albums, though, they were all,
not the top 20 or anything like that. No. I don't think.
Hey, there was an announcement. Mazzy, I have a question for you. So I don't understand Rhino and how they make announcements, but they kind of let the next two reserves or the next reserve, they kind of just put it out there without any kind of official announcement.
Yeah.
What are they?
So it's John Coltrane, Giant Steps, which is an excellent album. And then what was the other one?
Tango in the Night.
Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac. Which is weird because MoFi is putting out a version of that, right?
Yeah, but MoFi's is a 45, double 45.
Right.
That's like their worst album.
Well, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it either. But
here you go, Harry.
It is interesting. It didn't do an announcement. It just showed up on their website. So I know Westman's doing a thing. Is it tonight, this week, or tomorrow? He's doing a thing with Kevin Gray and Patrick from Rhino, and is it Matt Luthans maybe? And they're talking about the mastering. I don't know how they do that. And funny, I usually get press releases of that stuff, and there was no press release that I got, at least, of the those two titles.
Actually, Jeff E., you're incorrect. From what I know, and I have it, is Giant Steps was released with an extra disc of outtakes and stuff, maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
And a mono version?
Before that, I don't know if it's analog. Before that, it was released. Hold on. Before that, it was released in that digitally in that mono.
In the mono box. Yeah, this is a stereo one coming out Was
Yeah,
that
right.
part of, let me ask you this. Was that Coltrane part of the Atlantic 75, the double 45s? Was that part of that series?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know. Oh, someone just says it is.
Oh, it is? You sure?
Well, see, but that's a good thing then, because I would buy a 33 again, 10 times over a 45. So yeah.
But
I
you're
used to have
getting
that
a
box,
nice
that vinyl
jacket.
box, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't care. I tell you, if they released a lot of these Rhino high fidelity, the ones that are doing the double 45, the Atlantic 75, I think that would be a good thing because there is a segment of people, even with the nice gatefolds, stout and covers, there is a segment for half the price would rather get 33s. I would
Okay.
rather get 33s.
Here's what I have. I have this one. But I also have the stereo version that I don't know if it's analog. So this was put out by Rhino, I think in 2012, and it's Bernie 45, and it sounds excellent. So I have no reason to get the 45 that was put out. This is really good. I don't think it didn't come out as a gatefold, so that's the picture they put in there. I don't know if Chad's has this inside the gatefold, but this is killer sounding. Here's what came inside of it. I don't think this comes with Chad's. Like they have the replica of the green label in there.
I don't think I've ever seen those green labels.
Yeah, this is the green label. I mean, you haven't seen an original green label. That's what it comes on. So this is excellent. Very happy with this.
Was that only stereo, or did they do a green label mono?
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean, I think there's a mono, but I don't think they reissued the mono.
Here's the reel to reel.
Nice.
Yeah, I paid a fucking fortune.
The mono box that came out
Where'd
in
you find that?
2017, I think.
I found this at Rhino in Montclair.
Yeah,
Nice.
that wasn't cheap.
So,
Yeah, I have Rick's. I have that Coltrane mono box. It does sound excellent. I think it's from Digital Cuts though, but nothing
No,
wrong with that.
it is digital.
It is digital, but I have it too. It sounds good.
I mean, this heavyweight champion sounds great too. Yeah, the reel to reel is fucking killer. It's probably the rarest reel to reel I have. If I could only remember my name is another great sounding reel to reel. You have that, don't you, Harry?
I've got so many different versions of that album.
Your name?
You don't have it on reel to reel?
No.
Find
I'll have to look for it.
So fucking good.
Hey,
it's so hard to find reels.
Listen, is your humor dated to like 1988?
Hey Dana, Kimbo, I got a 12-inch "A Boogie Up Your Butt" by Eddie Murphy. If you want to buy it from me.
What about Eddie Money?
What about him?
There was those reissues that were supposed to happen.
Were those records on Columbia?
I hold on one second. I want to get back to that email the guy sent you. Jim sometimes shares with me the random nuts that reach out to him. One time he gave me an envelope.
These are my people, man.
He gave me an envelope full with a manifesto from some dude. Yeah. But imagine some guy is the biggest Eddie Money fan, and he's sitting there in his room waiting for a reissue of Eddie Money when you could go out and get all the Eddie Money records.
But there's another Eddie Money person out there right now, and we need to find out what the fuck is going on with Eddie. I know he died. It could be. I think it's Dan B's Got Me Nailed. It's early.
Rhino Reserve needs to put out that Bootsy album.
Money for nothing and blow for free. I like that.
Bootsy.
Bootsy just put out a biography, I thought.
Well, but that Rhino, that album Bootsy that came out with the 3D glasses, that would be a great Rhino. That would be a great Rhino Reserve.
Hey, I just want to say something about Chris Record Talk. I think he's in love.
What's
I
his
thought they
name?
were reissuing the first Fleetwood Mac with a bonus 7-inch. Why
right,
reissue that?
Well, you want me to tell you why? First of
Yeah.
all, I agree with people that say the price is off. That it's wrong. They're charging, but it's first of all, it's 245, it's not one, and they're the single mixes that are different than the album mixes. So, but I think it should have been $20 more, not $40 more. I agree. The price is off.
Yeah.
But thing is, that is an excellent sounding record, no matter what version you buy. It's a great sounding record.
Can I don't mean to change the subject really quick, but this dropped in the last 24 hours.
What?
Has anyone seen that Disney? I think it's right now, it's at Disney World, is that they dropped their new animatronic of Walt Disney. It's amazing that I can't believe that this figure moves on its own. This is an animatronic robot.
Too bad it doesn't look like him.
It doesn't look really like him, but
No,
it
it
is
doesn't.
crazy. It is crazy that is moving on its own to the hand gestures and the fingers.
See, this is why actors are out of work. They could have hired
this
actors.
is why robots are going to kill us in the next 5 years. Look at how he just sits back on the desk.
Well, we kind of have one similar to that in the Oval Office right now.
This is all moving animatronically. He's going to
I'm
sit
having
back.
nightmares.
I don't know.
This is my worst
Usually
nightmare.
these animatronic things are connected wires to the ground, but I don't see how this thing.
I see a USB cable coming out of his ass.
Look how he's just moved. This is crazy.
Wow, the future, Rob. Rob discovers the future.
I look,
Rob.
I'm
So
just
Valley
saying-
Girl hit number 32, according to Amundsen.
When did
Valley
that
Girl.
conversation
Yeah,
come
but
back?
that really was more Moon Zappa than Frank.
The story behind that was
Yeah.
Moon was so, she hadn't seen her father in so long that she slipped a note under his door of his studio saying, "I'd like to book some time in the studio," or something.
Hey, Chance, you could put a robot in your live stream with the surface noise.
Moon has been on YouTube about doing that with her father, and it was a fucking nightmare because she had to do PR for it and everything.
He woke her up in the middle of the night to record it.
Yeah. And
Well, that's the only time the moon is out, Rob.
Ba-doom, yeah, it was a
come
nightmare.
on, that was good. Come on. I at least should get a chuckle out of that.
No, that was very good. But we need to move over to puns. Can we just do puns for a while?
No.
I got some puns off of that movie, Heads of State, right? There were puns.
Yes, there you go.
Across the water.
Frank did not do cocaine. Frank did not do drugs. He did coffee and cigarettes and beer, I think.
Yeah, he wasn't a druggie at all. In fact, he'd fired people in his band.
Yeah, his if you worked for Frank, the thing was if you're wired,
He got
you're
upset
fired.
because John Lennon came in and smoked weed with not Mark Volman. Who's the other one from
Howard Kalin?
But Howard Kalin swears that Frank smoked too. Howard Kalin says that Frank also partook.
Well, I talked to Howard when he did his book release in Seattle, and he said that when John came to the studio, they wanted to get high and nobody had a pipe. So Howard went out and bought a pipe at a head shop and came back and smoked with John. He says, and I still have that pipe to this day.
We did a cover story when that book came out. We did a cover story on him. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
And also around that time, the bass player Jeff Simmons, popped up, and he was interested in that cover story, and he wound up literally jamming with my band. Jeff Simmons. We played Wino Man together. That was a lot of fun. We sucked. We were so nervous. Anyway, yeah, I played with Jeff Simmons.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, cigarettes are a drug, man.
Yeah,
That's what killed him. That's all that the tobacco. He died of undiagnosed prostate cancer. For 10 years, they got it wrong. By the time they figured it out.
Merry go, merry go round. Doo, doo.
And so I have a CD somewhere that's a bootleg of Lowell George doing a show live. And before he goes into Willin, he says, I got fired from the Frank Zappa band for writing this song because it was about drugs. Frank Zappa fired me for writing a song about drugs. 6 months after that bootleg that I have, he overdosed.
So over the next 24 hours, I predict
heroin.
The biggest topic over the next 24 hours is going to be people bitching about the price or not getting Paul McCartney tickets, because today they're in queue for Paul McCartney tickets for the first part of that
Did they
tour.
drop how much they are?
I'm sure they're all over the place, depending, how that bullshit goes. But I think some people someone just posted something. He's number 18,000 in the queue. So,
when you go to Ticketmaster to try to buy a ticket, so many times you're not looking at Ticketmaster. It takes you to StubHub automatically, where people are,
does it when it's a first thing? I don't know when it's a first
I
thing.
think you're clicking on just a link that StubHub had go to Google.
Yeah. But I think initially, like today, when they're just for the first time, that doesn't happen. But later, it does happen. You never know where you're going to get it. The ticket thing is one of the biggest bullshits, and they never, they try to fix it. They say, "Oh, bullshit." I mean, it's a mess.
When do tickets go officially on sale?
Today, this morning.
No, I mean, what time?
I think it's 10 o'clock local to where you are, your venue.
And McCartney is still alive?
It's 10 o'clock to the local venue, but I think some people had to register at the McCartney site last week to get a number to get into the pre-sale.
I give them credit for doing it, though. There's a lot of people that have never seen them, and who doesn't want to see a Beatle? I mean, really, let's be honest.
Yeah,
the Dung Beetle. I want to see one.
I would rather see a screening of Help.
I've seen Paul McCartney perform in the best possible way you could see him perform. So
yeah.
What does that mean?
I was at the Amoeba show.
Oh, right.
And weren't you at the Ringo show too?
I've never seen Ringo. Ringo showed up he came in and watched it. But I was at that show. There was only 300 people. There was only 300 people allowed into the store. And he was supposed to play for 30 minutes. He played for 90 minutes.
I had a friend of mine called me that morning at 7 a.m. from LA and said he has a wristband for me if I could get to LA. It's just,
I saw him in the 80s.
I thought of it for a minute, running to the airport and trying to get a thing, and
I have no interest anymore.
He's good still. I mean, his voice is, yeah. I told you, I 3 of my friends, I went with them 3 years ago, and they were all in their 40s, and they'd never seen a Beatle. I warned them about his voice and the whole bit. They all walked out amazed, loved the show. Thought it was
he
so
good still in the way that Sinatra was good still?
Better. Yeah, I saw Sinatra at the Circle Star Theater when he was reading a teleprompter, selling his pasta. He wanted to do a pasta, and he was terrible.
So McCartney's not that bad yet.
No. Oh God. And it's probably he was probably younger than McCartney when I saw him.
I have to say, I don't know 100%, but I got to think Paul McCartney is taking care of himself way better than Frank Sinatra did.
Oh, but still, come on, people. We are old. We're old.
Nobody takes better.
But he's got a great band. It's a great show. It's like all.
Speak for yourself, Jim.
I'm probably not going to go this time.
Time to move out of the way.
There hasn't been any shows announced in Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, or the Bay Area,
or LA. I don't think.
LA.
Yeah,
the closest is Coachella Valley. Yeah. So I'm not going to go unless someone offers me a ticket maybe later. Tickets for this event have been priced in advance by the tour from $40 to $4,100. Wow.
So which one are you getting, Vance? Where is he playing in Chicago? Is he playing?
Why is it 41-35-90? What the fuck?
I got Vance. Have you ever seen McCartney? Just wondering. You should go if you can.
Yeah. He's got a great band, and it's a great show. I think he needs to switch up. He needs to switch up some of his songs, although I know everyone wants the hits, and he needs to come up with new banter. He uses the same shtick now.
Hey,
like Harry
I just
does.
want everyone to know Rajesh has a type. He has a type.
Okay, you saw him at least.
I don't know. I don't
good.
Know. I think Wet Leg might be more.
That is an excellent album.
I think you have a wet leg right now.
No, not since the Obama administration, unfortunately.
Well, after seeing McCartney, you'll see a lot of wet seats.
Yeah, because of the Depends that leak.
Yes.
I thought it was more because of the girls that were screaming, but
Oh yeah, right. No, it's because of the leaky Depends.
Floor seats are 3,000. What? Where is he playing in Toronto? The arena?
That's because of that what do they call it? The price dynamic pricing they use now.
Yeah, I don't
the greater
understand.
the demand, the prices go up.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Did I get one operation? No.
Yeah. But the last few times I've seen McCartney, I said I wasn't going to go, and then somehow tickets kind of became available, reasonable. Last time I paid $350. I thought that was for McCartney and a good seat.
Yeah, but where is he playing in Toronto? Is that where the football stadium is?
I don't know.
Or is he playing in an arena?
You know, here was great because he played at the Climate Pledge, the old Key Arena, which is a great venue, and it's not too big. I mean, it's a good size, but it's not like playing at the sports things.
You know who played at Climate Pledge last week, and I read the reviews. He got amazing reviews. Was Barry Manilow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Is it true, Harry? Is it true your real name is Mandy?
I have no interest in Barry Manilow's music, but he got great reviews.
That's good.
But he wrote the songs, Harry.
You know, he didn't write a lot of the songs. That's the thing. He wrote a lot of commercials.
He was a jingle writer too.
Yeah.
You know how he became famous?
With, Bette Midler, or was that someone else?
Yeah, that's how he became
He
famous.
was her
piano
player and arranger.
Yeah.
Same thing Warren Zevon did for the Everly Brothers. Warren Zevon was the Everly Brothers arranger and pianist. Band leader.
I saw the Everly Brothers at the King Cat Theater in Seattle, but they had Pete Wingfield on keyboard.
What year was that about?
That would have been late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, wow.
After the show, we went over to the hotel where they were staying, and I got Phil Everly's autograph because it turned out my wife knew their stage manager, so he invited us over to the hotel afterwards.
Hey,
Nice.
I actually have a
How did
story.
your wife know him? Oh, never mind. Sorry.
Because when she lived in San Francisco, she worked in the financial district area, and then after work she would take a little boat, like a shuttle, over to Alameda, and they had a bar on the boat, and this guy was one of the guys who worked the boat. So we go to the show, and we're sitting there, and all of a sudden this guy comes over and he goes, "What are you doing here?" And she says, "Well, what are you doing here?" He said, "I work for the Everly Brothers now."
So,
Cool.
So getting to Chris's stupid joke about Garth Brooks, years ago, remember when Garth Brooks did that Chris
Gaines
thing?
Terrible.
I got corralled to go to a taping of a TV special he was doing as Chris Gaines at Sony. So me and a friend went, and he did a little concert. Never came out as Garth Brooks, never addressed anyone as Garth Brooks. He did Chris Gaines. So cut to, I was flipping around on social media, and that Childish Gambino did a cover of a Chris Gaines song, of one of the songs Garth Brooks wrote as Chris Gaines.
Good story, Rob. Good story. Good story.
Listen, you jackass. Here, you can say a lot of bad things about me, but not every subject that's brought up is some sort of weird ass connection to San Francisco.
I don't say
nothing.
I don't say weird ass things about you, Rob.
Harry, just make up something. Just say anything, and watch how Mazzy goes through the process of connecting it to San Francisco
or the Beatles.
That's one thing I do not do.
It's like 6 degrees of Kevin
No, it
Bacon.
wasn't.
Well, I think the reason Mazzy moved to Seattle
I had a Garth Brooks story that I've never told publicly on here.
I tell people, like in my Hoffman Forum things where you have a little byline, it says where you live. I say north of San Francisco.
Well, you moved to San Francisco because they have so many bike lanes.
That's not funny.
Okay, well,
I don't think
you can still ride your bike.
With all the people bitching, this weekend we walked down on the new waterfront. They got the new park it's opening, and they got the new overhead. It's really beautiful. They did a great job. And then you read these articles on it, and every fucking comment is about, yeah, but you got to step up, like in San Francisco. You got to step over the shit and the needles and the homeless. It's all that kind of crap. Yeah. No, but you get those people that just like to dump on every city that invest and make something beautiful.
But Mazzy, here's the deal. All these people that complain don't have a major city that they can go to and experience what major cities. Listen, most of the people in the U.S. live near a top 10 city. They just do. 80% of the population lives in access to a top 10 city. So most of us have access to concerts.
But people don't want to go, and I understand it.
Hold on, concerts, professional sports.
Right.
But I live here in LA. LA's full of people that stay within their area.
Yeah.
That's because it can't go anywhere because the freeways are always fucked up.
Look, if I want to go to a show downtown, it really is an enterprise to get down there to see something.
Yeah, there's some great stuff here. I mean, every major city in the country, red, blue, whatever. I mean,
the thing though, we are having an insurrection in Los Angeles, though.
Well,
there is an insurrection.
Puyallup, not many people know, but it's really a destination.
You know, I've been to Chicago I've been to Chicago 20 times, 25 times.
I've been there hundreds of times.
But I'm in central part of that mostly. So I know there are definite issues about Chicago too, but I fucking love Chicago.
But here's the funny thing about Chicago.
Kind of windy.
I think maybe Vance, tell me I'm wrong. Historically, Chicago has had crime problems in the bad areas. Historically, like any other. Let me finish. Like any other city. I've been to Chicago, stayed downtown for testing movies for a million times. It was historically one of the cleanest major cities.
Exactly.
One of the most, you can walk around and find good food.
It's very walkable.
And the people hold on. And I'm not done talking, people. And the people were nice.
That's the thing.
And
the
people were nice. So here's the funny thing. This nonsense that people peter on about, they should be beaten to a pulp.
No, here's the thing.
Every city has a problem, but Chicago is fine.
I've done the research. In Chicago, the assholes all moved to LA and only the nice people are left.
Chicago people are nice. And I'll tell you, my sister
they're like frighteningly nice.
My sister lived near Greektown, near Oprah Winfrey Studios, and I was trapped there during 9/11. One of the weirdest things I ever saw in my life were mass people walking out of downtown Chicago because of 9/11.
Yeah.
But people are nice there.
Yeah, I love
it's a good city.
I found people disturbingly nice.
Because they were nicer. I mean, I like New Yorkers, and New Yorkers have a little edge for a lot of reasons. Compared to New York, there's a little bit of a Chicago, they're a little more chill than the New Yorkers, even though they're, hassled and get around. But I love Chicago too. I like New York better because I think there's more to do.
Well, they're more chill because
the restaurants are better in New York and in San Francisco than Chicago. But Chicago has great steakhouse. I like
Mazzy, when you go, you have to go to Garrett's and get some of the popcorn there. Get the Chicago mix,
I don't know if I'm going to
which is
Chicago.
half
popcorn.
caramel corn, half cheddar popcorn. They have a Garrett's in Vegas. Garrett's popcorn. Then you got to go to all the guy Let Us Entertain You, who owns a bunch of different kinds of restaurants all
I know
over
that.
there.
That's some. Yeah, I know who he is.
Cheddar
I used to go
popcorn
to-
ruins.
I used to go to Frontera
Good.
Grill, Shaw's Crab House.
Pegasus is. Hey Vance, is Pegasus still around there? I like the Pegasus. Oh, hey, Danny's got a thing. I want to go. The new Buc-ee's is awesome. Love the brisket. Okay, Danny, it's south of Harrisonburg. Is that where it's at? Let me know in the
Wait a
comments.
minute, isn't Bucky's a truck stop?
It's a over gigantic.
Okay, so I recently got ill on Bucky's beaver nuts, or whatever those are. They ate an entire bag of beaver nuts.
I think
we
you
don't
ate
wanna- we don't
something
wanna
that
know
you didn't
about
know
this
what it was.
No, they're
I don't
Bucky's
think
beaver
those
nuts.
were nuts.
They're beaver nuts. Please bring me some back. I'm addicted. No, they're beaver nuts. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
Might as well face
hold
it,
on,
go
Vinyl
with
Piper.
head and
You know
love.
I didn't go there. I went to Safari.
I
Hey,
like their day old sushi.
Anyway,
Hey, now-
I'm looking forward. August 6th or the 7th, Thursday, is a hangout day in Chicago.
When's Chance coming to LA? I'm here. Contact me.
Oh
Is
man,
Pearl Jam coming to LA? If not,
Probably.
Chance,
If not,
just make
Chance
sure
is
there
coming.
isn't an accident on the 405 the day that you go to see Jim, okay?
hey, just so Mazzy
I ain't
knows.
gonna
Van-
go down there. No, they shut half the city down.
Hey Vance,
Thank you for
is the Rock and Roll McDonald's still open, Vance? Hey, also today's National Hot Dog Day. I think.
I want
Every day is.
I
national.
want one good
That
steak in
explains all the
Chicago.
wieners.
Chicago's a great steak city. I want one good steak.
Are there? Well, they're not beaver nuts, but they're like. I think they are beaver nuts.
You know what? I just think when I go over to Jim's house next, there'll be dead beaver carcasses.
Say they're not Rocky Mountain oysters.
Hey, I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
give you a spoiler, Jim. In the
I
new
have
Superman,
twice.
here's a spoiler. In the new Superman, Superman saves a squirrel.
Have you had Rocky Mountain oysters, Harry?
Yes.
No.
Oh no.
I actually have
Yeah.
had those. I've had
I've
those.
had them twice. There's
Yeah,
that.
but Morton's. I've been to different Mortons. They're a
Yeah,
chain.
Morton's are all over the country. You
Yeah,
got to
yeah.
go to a place that's just.
There is a place.
Chicago.
I forgot the name of it. I've
There's
had
Harry
good steaks in Chicago.
Carey's still open.
Chris
El
is,
Gaucho in Seattle is good. What's the other? Ruth Ann? Is it Ruth
Ruth's
Chris
Chris.
Steakhouse
Ruth's
in
Chris.
Well,
Seattle?
they're in San Francisco too, Ruth Chris.
Bruce Chris. They started in New Orleans.
Yeah, those are chains. Don't go to a chain. Go to a local Chicago
There's
place.
it's
Like
okay.
what's the one with two
You know-
names?
You know, one of the best steaks I had was
Not
Texas
McCormick and
Steakhouse.
Schmidt.
No,
That's a chain too.
not
That's a
McCormick.
chain.
No, that's a
But
chain.
you should
Oh, this
definitely
is-
try
yeah.
the beaver nuts
I
at
think
Buc-ee's.
I've been to Gene and I think I've been there. Is
That's
it?
the one. That's the one to go to.
I think I've been
Okay.
there. I will go there. Hey,
Rocky Mountain oysters, unfortunately, do not taste like chicken. They taste like something to be avoided. They taste like nuts. They taste like balls.
I
They're
arrived-
Hold on.
horrid.
You seem to have the flavor of nuts in your mouth.
Well, That was
As I
brought- yeah.
recall, when you go to Denver,
yeah,
there's
I
a
was
place
there.
called the Old Buckhorn Exchange, which claims to be like the oldest steakhouse. You go there, they have them. It's a fried product, so it tastes like nothing unless it's dredged in
Not
this
true.
flour
First of all,
and
the
fried.
fried
Matt, hold on. You keep saying
Wrong.
not true to me, and I've had them, and I'm telling you
have I.
based on me eating them.
I've had
They're
them there. They are fried,
Now,
but the
do
fried
you
part
fry them
comes
or
off.
do you teabag them?
When the fry part comes off, you're left with
It
a
doesn't
slice.
come. Where
Yes,
have
it
you
does.
eaten? Did you
It
rip
can
them
come-
off a bowl and eat them directly?
They're
They
you
marinate
slice the
them.
nuts and then you deep fry them with the
Yeah,
stuff
well,
on them.
obviously you're an expert in
had-
nut eating. Then I am.
Okay, so mine were deep fried, but when that comes off, you have gray with channels in it. And that freaked me out. Now, the second time, they were chopped up with toothpicks in them, and you dip them. And both times, they were like, why? Why
What
would
did you eat
anyone-
lunch? Hold on, Jim. Did you eat lunch with Hannibal Lecter? Listen,
this was at
Oak and Shield. Garlic butter on steak's
Nothing
okay,
goes
but
to waste.
it's not necessary. On the side, maybe it's not necessary.
a good
A steak doesn't
Oh, I
need any
love butter on
sauce.
steak.
A good steak doesn't need any sauce.
doesn't need
I
any.
make a great steak. I do the butter.
Jim, on Heads of States, one of my favorite scenes was when he's laying there and the sheep's over his face.
Oh yeah, and the shit's rubbing on his face.
Butter.
Who hasn't had that happen to them though? Who hasn't
Really,
woken up
you
to
know.
that?
Outside that door, it's happening right
Here's
now.
the deal. Here's the deal. I'll tell you my experience, but obviously Jim is more of a seasoned pro with bull's nuts.
A good steak doesn't need ketchup. Don't put
they
ketchup anywhere near a
they
fucking
marinate.
steak.
They marinate the
Ketchup goes on hot
Rocky Mountain
dogs.
oysters to be edible, and they fry them.
They were chewy.
It tastes like
They
a
were
fried
chewy.
thing.
If you're
They were
putting
chewy.
ketchup on a steak, it's not a
Even
good
raw.
Fucking chewy. What?
You're not
I
supposed to
think
eat it
I think
raw.
Zep. I have been to Gibson's. Yeah, I have been.
They were chewy, man.
You know,
I would never eat that.
if there's people who don't want to get a steak, I have a couple nights on my own. The first night I get there, I'll go sit at the bar and have a steak somewhere.
Yeah, Eddie, come to LA. We'll go have breakfast. It's good. It's decent. They have
Look,
great.
anyone who puts ketchup on their hot dog should be literally shot in the face.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay?
I agree with you, Rob.
Put
I agree
cream
with you,
cheese
Rob.
on the hot dogs too. That's a Seattle thing.
Actually, I do appreciate the Chicago style hot dog with all the stuff on it. That's good. If you come from, listen, I'm going to do a Mazzy thing right now. DC, there is a unique hot dog style thing to DC. It's called the half smoke. It's a DC sausage. It's half beef and half pork. Half smoke. That's a DC thing.
God, what? These people don't know steak. Worcestershire sauce. You don't need any sauce on a good steak. You need sauce if you're buying cheap meat.
You
There
need
you go.
mushrooms on a steak.
You know, Worcestershire sauce, A1 sauce, none of that shit.
I had antelope at the Buckhorn Exchange.
I
didn't have antelope. It was the other.
I do like a New York
elk.
dog with New York dog with tomato and pickle. I do like a New
We're
York.
eating the cats and
Chicago
dogs.
style, excuse me.
Actually, this is what I'm surprised that whenever Elliot Cruz is on screen, he doesn't mention this, because this is a good classic American hot dog, the Carolina slaw and mustard dog. That's a good one.
Good.
Yeah.
I like a red beet cabbage on it.
And Harry lived in DC.
Chowder.
Harry, are you from DC? I know you live there. I think you're.
Horseradish on the
Chili's
side.
Bowl serves the half smoke. But the reason I know the half smoke is for school lunch. That would be on the menu, half smoke.
Is the Buckhorn Exchange? That's the place that had the first liquor license in Colorado, I believe.
I don't know that.
I think so. And they have all the dead animals on the walls. All the
Yeah, they have all the
Philosophical.
That's
That
the same place.
Hawaiian steakhouse did you a service. That's a good thing.
So when I was there and I opened up the menu and I saw Rocky Mountain oysters, I said to the waitress, "Is this for real?" She said, "Yes." I said, "I'll order it, but I'll only eat it if you eat it first." She said, "Well, I'm on a diet, but okay." She took the first bite. I took the second bite. Huge mistake. It was chewy. It was gray underneath, and it had channels like maybe.
You know what? I think she served you her husband's balls.
Her husband's
not the real thing.
And then there's the
Probably take
$1.50.
them to work with her
Then
in a
there's the
purse. They got
$1.50
mixed up.
hot dog and a drink at Costco. Don't they make their own hot dogs now? They don't do Hebrews anymore.
No,
No,
they just
listen.
got a cheaper brand.
Costco does not make all their stuff is masked.
Well, I heard, there's an article.
They're kosher hot
There
dogs.
was an article recently about someone came into Costco, not the main guy, that really great guy that runs Costco. And the other guy wanted to raise the price of hot dogs. He goes, "No, we're not doing it." And they found it.
Right.
And now they they have a company that does it for them, and they make a profit, but not much on the hot dog.
And they grow their own chickens to the exact size that they need for their rotisserie machines.
And they grow them without feathers.
They're headless chickens.
Have you ever had chicken balls?
Chicken,
A
no.
rooster
Chickens don't have
ball?
balls.
hold on. Listen, Harry.
Rooster nuts.
Jim has to do is go out back and grab all the chicken balls he wants.
Yeah. We've even got peacock nuts. There's horses that need to be gilded or whatever they do to them.
Harry, I heard when Jim wants to show peacock he's nuts, he goes, "Boo."
Yeah, but the steak you're going to get at a Waffle House, you need sauce on.
Listen,
hold on.
I would like Elliot to have a real steak and not one with marks on it from where the jockey was hitting it.
I'll tell you, that's, horse racing to me is animal abuse. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
That's all I'll say about that.
Thank you, Marlon Perkins.
Oh, man.
I would like to see Elliot take his family. It'd be like the Beverly Hillbillies.
I want to know how many here in the audience ordered a Beetle box. Theoretically, this Friday is the release date. In theory, I wonder if apparently people on the forums, the only country so far is Amsterdam or Dutch. Dutch have started shipping, or at least creating labels.
I need mine to get to me before I leave town.
When is that?
Did you steal that, Jim?
Next Thursday.
Yes.
It may not.
It may not, but my neighbor will get it.
My wife put it in her purse.
It's always a husband.
You can buy them. You can buy them. Jim.
I didn't have to ask her. I watched her do it, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, we're gonna get caught." But we drove from Memphis to New Orleans. We stopped, I think, in Parksville.
Thank you.
I've got one like that.
I always want to say Amsterdamian. Amsterdamian.
Huh?
I've got a coffee mug like that with a picture of Rob on it, and it says, "That's what you are."
Yeah.
I have a prediction for Jim.
Yes, sir.
Some dude who's really into One Ticket to Paradise. What's his name? Is going to send you a box of Rocky Mountain oysters.
Oh, God.
Uncooked. Can you imagine cooking those? For crying out
the
loud.
smell must be terrible.
Hold on, Jim. You have a wide palate. What would you say you eat regularly that most people would not eat?
Canned oysters, but real oysters.
Yeah,
I eat oysters all the
time. My fraternity brother loves smoked oysters from the can. Yeah, that's like his favorite thing.
Yeah, I eat that.
Oh, you got to eat them raw. If you go here, there's a local place in Shelton, Washington. At first weekend in October, they have Oyster Fest, and it's 3 days of oysters every way you can imagine. And they do shucking contests. It's a lot of fun to go to.
Yeah, and where I grew up, other than crabs, which are plentiful in Maryland, people don't talk about the second is oysters. Oysters are big from the Chesapeake Bay.
Yeah.
And my stepfather loved making oyster stew as opposed to your clam chowder. He loved oyster stew.
Fishing right near me has fantastic fresh oysters all the time. I throw them in my cioppino. That's right, but I don't tell anyone because
the California coast, Marshall, California, near Olema, near Point Reyes, there's a great. There used to be the Marshall Tavern, and the great barbecued oysters too. That whole area.
Believe it or not, there's a record
store. Got to put a little Tabasco sauce on them, yeah,
and a little horseradish too.
Or wrap them with bacon and then cook them that way.
Here's the best oysters. Okay, if anyone's been to New Orleans, to Louisiana. The grilled oysters down there. Oh, right. I forget the name of the exact place that makes them. That's famous for the grilled oysters. But if you've never had a grilled oyster,
I think it was Bubba Shrimp or Bubba Gump, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's the famous place in New Orleans that makes the grilled oysters, and that is crazy, so good.
There's a woman I know, looking at Elliot's comment, there's a woman I know with one leg who works at IHOP. Her name is Eileen.
Eileen.
Okay, based on that horrible, horrible, horrible joke, I think we'll end the stream.
My work here is done.
Everyone wash the taste out of your mouth with some Rocky Mountain oysters.
No, oysters are not kosher. They're not.
No, shellfish.
You know what? they're kosher-ish.
Okay. What do they use
Funny,
oyster
Nolan,
shells?
this
What do
week-
they grind up oyster shells for? They use them for. I think it's for put them in the soil to make better soil.
There's a martini that I've had where the gin is soaked in with oyster shells for a few days,
Ugh.
and it picks up this ocean flavor. It's the best.
That's almost as bad as a dirty martini. It sounds like.
Man, I think here we'll end
Three
the stream
olives
in
in a
my
martini.
analysis is that I think the Rocky Mountain oysters has ruined Jim's taste buds. I think it has.
That was quite some time ago. That was during the 80s when I was working at the LA Weekly. I went to the Denver. What was the alternative in Denver? Reader or something?
Lifestyle Festival. Hey
Yeah.
guys, we're gonna go. See you on Thursday. Okay.
Ciao.
Bye everyone.
Hey, don't
Later.
forget I'm doing an auction on Saturday at noon.
You can talk about it on Thursday, closer to
Okay.
you.
Bye.
Bye.